This conference will now be recorded.
So here I'm into the CentOS system, and what we have got stuck yesterday is we were not able to update the repository inside the Docker. So we'll go once again and we'll see what changes I've made and how we are able to make it. So Docker PS is a command. It will tell you what are all Dockers currently I'm having. Docker PS-A will tell you what are all Dockers. Sorry, the previous command will tell what are the Docker image I have downloaded, and it is here. Docker PS-A will tell what are all Dockers are available, either which is running or stopped or whatever state it is. It will tell me all the Dockers. So it will tell me all instances of individual Dockers as well.
Sir, hello sir. Increase the font size, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay. One second. It's visible now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I have downloaded two Dockers yesterday, two Docker image. One was CentOS, one was Foria VSFTPD. Okay. These are two Docker images. And this is the command which is running currently. And this was the command CentOS was running when I went into the Docker. So the command running, it means like when I'm turning on the CentOS, what command or what it should give me as a terminal. Not even as a terminal, like what application it should run. So my intention was to run this CentOS. I just wanted to get the terminal of the CentOS. If I get, I know I can do whatever I want. So for that purpose, I've given this command that bin-bin/bash. Please give it to me. And it's showing that 9 hours ago it's got created, and it exited exit with 0 status 9 hours ago itself. And another, you can see that this is the container ID. This is the image name. This is the command. There are lots of arguments there. It's not showing full. It's 8 hours ago it's got created, and it's up and running from 8 hours. This Docker, which is having VSFTPD. Okay. Port, it's open port 20 TCP port, and 21 is open from all over side, from client from server to the client as well. It has opened port 22. Sorry, port 21. So 21 to 21, it's showing. It means like there are two things. Docker is running. Docker, as of now, you can assume that Docker itself is an operating system. So how to match the Docker inside port to the outside port? So if you are running some application on Docker, which is listening on 21, and from outside also you wanted to send something from 21 port, then you need to map 21 port to 21 from Docker outside to inside on TCP. I'll tell you how to do that. Don't worry about that. And this is VSFTPD. VSFTPD, it's the name, I think. Okay, so there are some commands, some important commands we'll see. This is the Docker, how I can run this Docker. Docker run CentOS. What it will do? It will, if the CentOS repository, CentOS Docker is available, it's just going to start it. If no argument, then we'll see what the default argument is. It has been given here. And if this CentOS is not existing or it is not locally downloaded, then what it will do? It will pull the repository from the Docker hub, and then it will run. Not the repository, From repository, it's going to pull the CentOS image and it's going to run that CentOS. Now we'll do ps space -a. So what I will expect here, it will show this ID as the same, this ID as the same. It will generate one new ID, and with the CentOS, I don't know what can be the arguments, but it will show that up maybe from some seconds or a minute. Okay, that's what I'm expecting. Let's see. Oh, it's exited its startup actually. So this was the ID, CentOS. By default, it's going in with bin bash, about a minute, and it exited because we have not done anything in that. So how to make it running? -it will give me an interactive terminal. We are inside Docker. We can see that. I press Control D. It exited from the Docker. Let's see what is the status. Again, it's exited. So whenever we come out, it exits the Docker. So what you can do is I wanted to go inside this Docker and attach my terminal again. That's what my requirement is. So how we can do that? Docker start space this one. That's just started. We can see in this one. You can see that I have just now given this Docker container ID, and about a minute, it's up for 3 seconds. You're able to see it? Okay. So now what I will do is I wanted to go inside the Docker. So what I can do is Docker attach space this container ID. I am inside the Docker. Okay. Okay, clear command not found because inside Docker clear command is not there. Since it's limited operating system, or the whatever we are running in the container, it has set of limited commands. So whatever you are expecting, it may be available, it may not be available. So let me make this size more small so that I can see the last line as well. Yeah. So we are about to see that how we are going to run the update. Let's open the etc m.repos.d and I will open one by one all the files. Upstream.repo. What I should have been doing, what I've done in another files are I have commented the mirror list and I have enabled the base URL. GPG check and all I have left it to one itself. So for base also it should be the same. Okay, yeah, I got it. Why it's not changed? Because it's giving me a new operating system, or it's giving me all the time new image. So I'll revisit this thing again. Let me change the things and show you. Base OS, then container release repo, and this also. Anyways, it was Debug info I don't need. Level extras, fast track, high availability. I don't need anything. So now let's run yum update. It will fail for some other things, but it will pass for maybe upstream and base OS. Let's see. Could not connect to the server. Connection refused on port 80. Where it's going for mirror upstream itself. Let me disable that upstream because I'm not going to need that. My main motive is to get the base running. Okay. So we don't have internet connection, it seems. You can see that. Now it's coming. Yeah. For some seconds it did not come. Let's see. If it again throws the error, we'll see once again what more changes are required. Studies for the result for this. Failed to download metadata for report since can't download report action, cannot download report data. All mirrors were tried. I have access to this website. I think I need to change the address itself. You can say it's downloading. It has given me what all package I wanted to install. If I will install, if I'll press yes, it's going to download 75 MB of packages. and then it's about to install all the things. So it's working. You can see that. Since I pressed yes, let's download this. Then we will see 134. You're about to download. No, I don't want you to download all things. So yum install ssh-server. I'm just open ssh-server. Let's see. It's got installed. Okay. Yeah, here it's asking for, after installation, it's asking for the key. CentOS official key. I wanted to for the base OS, I wanted to save or not. I think somebody was mentioning that we need to disable the GPG's keys, and then that is how it works. So I mentioned that first it need to download, and then the step comes for GPG key installation. So now here you can see that it is downloaded, and before installation it's asking for GPG key to save, and this is going to ask me one time only, so that it can authorize that yes, it is going to install in a valid system. From next time, whenever you download it, it's not going to ask you for the signature. It will check whether signature is available for the base OS Linux in your system. It will simply install any new package. So I'll press yes. I want to accept that, and there we go. It's got installed. OpenSSH-server. We are still in Docker. You can see that here. Okay. So that is how we can install any software inside the Docker. Okay. I will exit from here. 915 was last three numbers which we have been running on. 915. Okay. I'll show you. If I'm going to run once again with this command, yeah, docker run -it space CentOS. I'll ask the question to everyone. Is it going to give me the older Docker image on which we have already worked, or on which we have already installed the CentOS server, or it's going to give me a new image and with the bin bash command? Let me repeat my question. When I am trying to run docker run space -it means interactive mode with this command, bin bash command, and I wanted to run the CentOS container, so it's going to give me the previous, or it's going to give me the new one?
I think previous,
Anybody
sir.
has any replies? Okay.
I think
Any other
previous, sir.
people?
While you are told in interacting also. That's why I feel like that.
Okay, no problem. We'll see. Anybody else has any
So
thoughts?
maybe new one, sir, because we do some activities inside the Docker. It will
Okay.
show.
Okay, we'll see. Any other thoughts? Either new, you have, everybody has got two options only, new or old. Or 915 means whatever old you have.
It will give new, sir.
Okay.
New only, sir.
Okay, let's see how we can identify it's new or old. We can go to the repo file yum.repo.d, and in that in CentOS whatever changes we have done, we can look at it. Okay, and we can check OpenSSH is installed or not. That also give us a clue to see. Before that itself, we'll get a clue. This is a clue. This is not the one which I was looking for. I was looking for 915. Okay. Let me open another terminal of this same. This one, I am into the Docker. Okay. And this one, I am into the host machine. I hope you are able to differentiate it what I'm trying to say. When you'll see these three numbers, it means I am executing something inside the Docker. And when you don't see, when you see root at the localhost, it means I am into the our virtual machine, whatever we have created. Okay. So here I'm going to run docker ps space -a. You can see 915 is still there. It's exited. It's not up and running. This is what the newly created 589 when we run this command. Okay. So let me state one more time the same thing again. When we do git pull, it's going to pull, sorry, not git pull, docker pull CentOS. When I'm going to run this command, it's going to pull the CentOS image from the Docker repository, and it's going to keep a copy in my local system. Whenever I request this Docker engine to run the CentOS, what it will do is it will run. When I will request like this command, it will run this from this base image, whatever is locally saved, and it will give me the new instance. As many times if I'm going to run, it's going to give me the new instance. Let me do it again. You'll see 589 will go on the second number, one more number will come, and that number will be ACE, 1 ACE. You can see that 1 ACE. Okay, it's actually hex number. That's why it's all coming. Now you can explore more commands. If you are not using this Docker, for the longer time and you wanted to remove this, how to delete that? How to delete this container? You can explore more command. Let me give example here. Docker delete is there. Kill one or more running container. After killing, I might need to remove that as well. Okay. Okay, Docker RM. Okay. I need to see the, suppose I wanted to remove this one because it says simply created with -it, but it throws error that there is no command like it. So I wanted to delete this. Docker kill this container ID. Error response on kill container is not running, that it's not running itself. No problem. So I will remove this simply. It's got removed. Okay. Now I'll once again check in list. CEC4 was the container ID. CEC4 was the container ID. Let me check whether it exists still or not. I don't see the CEC4. So that has got deleted. Okay. Similarly, I can leave these two and anybody remember what was our container ID in which we have run that repo update? Is it 915? Let me give a try. Docker start this container and I wanted to attach Docker attach this container. Sorry, this container. Now let's see our changes are there or not. etc yum but repo.d CentOS. No, I want this CentOS base URL. Yeah, our changes are there. I have changed this vault and I've commented this. So this was the Docker 915 was the Docker on which I was working, and there I've installed something. So this is a basic introduction about the Docker. Yeah.
Sir, using Docker runit command, we creating new Docker containers, right, sir?
Yes. And if the Docker container is not available, the Docker container image is not available locally, what it will do, it will pull the image on its own and then it will run it.
Okay.
In my case, I have downloaded yesterday itself and it's all available. The images, VSFTPD one image and another image is CentOS. Both are available locally. So that's why it's not downloading. Once downloaded, it will update or it will give me that alone.
Yes, sir. But after installing the image, so if you run that command, every time it's creating new containers, right, sir? It is not related to
Yes.
one container to another container.
No, it's not there. Every time when I give a fresh image name, CentOS, it will give me a fresh container ID with its own command, whatever the default command. If you want to give custom command, it will run that container with that particular custom command. If
Sir,
you want let me complete. If you want one container you have already exited and you wanted to go inside that container again and execute something more, in that case you need to run that container and then attach with that container. Or run means you need to use the start command for that.
Docker
Yes, tell me.
start and the container ID.
Yeah, Docker ps-a. I'm showing you here. Let's see, this S was exited 3 seconds ago. Okay, you can see that Docker start and this command. It's just started. Let me see. You can see that it's up 2 seconds before ACE. So now the Docker is running.
But
After
we are
running,
not inside the
after Docker is
database.
yes, from outside only I can run the Docker. After running the Docker, I wanted to go inside the Docker. So for that, I need to use attach command. Docker attach.
Okay.
And that container ID. Okay.
Okay.
Then you can see that I am into the Docker.
Sir, also we can use that attach command first. After that, we can start, or that is not possible.
No, that's not possible.
Okay.
Running process. If any process is running, then only going to attach. Let me see. Let me show you once again here. You can see that it's exited. Okay. One is also exited from here. Let me attach it. What it's showing you? You cannot attach a stopped container. Start it first.
Okay.
Okay, you got the point?
Yeah, sir. I got it. Sir, and one more doubt. We downloaded two container image. One is CentOS, another one VFS VFTP.
Okay.
My doubt is the VFTP container image is only used for FTP server, or we can use it for a different purpose.
You can use whatever you want if you are able to configure it according to your requirement.
Sir, using okay.
Got my point?
Yes, sir. Inside that FTP image, we can use also for different purpose, right, sir?
Yes, you can use if you are able to modify the things. You are free to use, man. Okay.
Okay.
In fact,
But
you
for
can
that
keep
we.
this. Yeah, go ahead. Tell me.
So but basically it is for configuring the FTP server, right, sir?
Yeah,
The
this
image
is
is
for
for
accessing
created for
FTP.
FTP
Yeah,
server.
correct. Yes, correct.
If we want to think I want to host HTTPD, so for that we do some modification in configuration files, right, sir?
You need to install HTTPD and then you need to do several modifications. If you are able to do, go ahead and do in any of the operating system, any of the Docker image. Go ahead and do that. If you are not able to do, then probably you need to find out a Docker where it has already been done. Docker container image, you need to find out where it has already been done.
Okay.
Okay. And another thing is, this is a Docker container.
Sir,
Suppose, yeah, go ahead.
sir, without doing any modification, if I go inside that VS FTP container, if I run the
Hmm.
command for installing the HTTPD, it is installed or not, sir?
It will install. You can check whether it's already installed or not. And if it's not installed, actually it should have already been installed there, because that's what the container name says, and it has been used for VS FTP. So obviously FTPD should be there. In this, FTP will not
No,
be
sir, I'm asking
for sure.
HTTPD
HTTP, don't know. It
Apache.
will not be there. No, it will not be there. Apache will not be there. It will not be
Yeah.
here. It will not be here.
So if I okay, if I try to install FTP server in FTP container, it will download or not, sir? HTTPD package.
Okay. What? Wait one second. We are into this container, correct? 270 now. Okay. That is VSFTPD server.
So this is another command for start and attach the one command.
Yes, this is another command.
You enter the ex.
Why? Why? Because by default it's running this. Okay. Here it will give me bin bash, but by default here I have run something else. If I go inside this using normal command attach, it will give me the terminal of this running process. Let me show you here. I'll exit. Oh, exit will pause that. It's exited, correct?
Yeah.
No, it's still running. Okay. So what I will do is I will attach this. This is the container ID. I'll attach this. Let's see. After attaching, it's not giving me anything because it is giving me the terminal of running process, and process is still running. It has just pushed me inside the running process. You got it? But I don't want that running process. I want a bash shell of that container. You got it?
Yeah, sir.
So I'm opening another terminal, and there I will do ps-a. This is what the container ID wants, and for that hyphen exec hyphen lt, then container ID space. I want bin bash. I've gone into with bin bash. Okay. This was the package. It should have already been installed here. If you're asking for FTP, this is the standard protocol, but I'm not sure if that is installed, but for sure this would have already been installed. BSFTPD. It might have some more secured layer than the FTP. Okay.
For that, we cannot install the different package inside this container, right, sir?
You can install. Let's
Not
see, I'm
not
installing in front of you. It's given FTP. If I press Y, it will install. Lots of noise are coming, man. Just be somewhere at silent. Yeah, so here we are able to see that if I press Y or N, it will do the thing. If you want any other command, here it is. If you want yes to install, give Y. If you don't want to install, give N. Okay, so this is clear to everyone, like how to do basic things with Docker. If nobody has any doubt, then I'm going to stop the recording for today.